Finally, Ram is coming with a full electric pickup truck. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the TORQ Army podcast. My name is Joel TORQ, and today we're going to talk about this new Ram Revolution tease. We just received the news a few days ago. Finally, Ram is bringing their pickup truck to the EV game. Kind of late compared to the Chevrolet and Ford. So far, not much with this unveiling, just some tease. So now we see the name Ram Revolution. I'm not sure if they're going to call it the Ram Revolution, but so far, that's the name of it. As we can see, it seems to keep the shape of the typical Ram, but a little bit more slick, a little bit more aerodynamic, similar to the Ford Lightning or the new Silverado EV. As you can see, if you're on YouTube right now, the shape, that's pretty much what we got. Also, we received a nice image about the actual platform. Big wheels. These looks like 24 inches wheels, a pack of battery in the middle, some subframes and all that. Electric motors seems in the back and also in the front. Suspension wise, just by looking at this image, it seems like maybe air suspension, something like we found on the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. So far, okay. No numbers for the Ram. The competition is going to be hard for the pickup truck, for the EV pickup trucks, I could say. These trucks, is going to be the future of these companies. There's going to be the hotcakes. And so far, Ram is really behind those, the Chevrolet and Ford. Ford was the first one to unveil their EV truck, the Ford F-150 Lightning. Usually, Ford's always the one, bringing the new stuff in the game, kind of benchmarking the market and all that. I think Chevrolet was ready, to unveil their Silverado AV at the same time as the Ford Lightning. But I think Chevrolet was just, waiting behind, just to see what, Ford was doing with their F-150 and to pump up those numbers. So, pickup trucks, it's all about the numbers and all that. Now on the screen, we can see the F-150 Lightning. This truck, I think will be probably ready by the end of 2022, maybe 2023. I know Ford's got still some, issues with their microchips right now. I know another news, GM is pumping 6 times more EVs right now than they were supposed to in 2022. So they're pumping more EVs than trucks and SUVs right now. So that's something I saw this morning. The Hummer EV is already on the road. The first edition has been, a few of them have been delivered to the customer, especially in the US. So that's a great news on the GM side. I think maybe the Silverado might hit the market before the F-150 Lightning. Let's talk about numbers a little bit. Again, it's all about, range, power, towing capacity, and price. So far, Ford is really playing on the price with the Lightning. Some really cheap version with less range. Same thing for the Silverado AV. With the Silverado EV, we've got a little bit more horsepower than the Ford products. It might be more expensive too, more power, more range. It's cranking up the price. I've seen some crazy price for the first edition of the Silverado AV. It's going to be more than 100,000 Canadian, but still, some good range number for the Silverado is going to be around 400 miles of range, so around 680 kilometers, 640 kilometers if you're in Canada. Those are great numbers. You know, I think Ford is a little bit behind for the power and the range. And, you know, I think Chevrolet is right there in that sweet spot, you know, range-wise, power-wise, and all that. And still offering, you know, a base model and also a fully expensive model with all the bells and whistles. We can also add in the mix, you know, the Rivian's truck. The Rivian's, you know, way much more power, not a ton of, no, about the same range, and really more expensive than the other ones, that's for sure. You know, the Rivian pickup truck, from my point of view, it's a little bit more for, you know, fancy adventure camping and all that. It won't be the workhorse, you know, the ones you'll see on the construction sites and all that. So Ram needs to bring something. So I don't know which, you know, cards are going to play to be in that game. The battery seems to be, you know, pretty slick, as you know, as we can see on this image, compared to, let's say, the Chevrolet one. I'm going to show you the one. See, the Chevrolet one seems to be a little bit thicker, but, you know, these images from the Ram Revolution are really like just a tease. Maybe this is not the actual thing. We can see a little bit the shape of this Ram, but still, you know, this Ram needs to be in around the same numbers, you know, same range as the Chevrolet AV, I think. Or maybe if they're not able to, you know, catch up to these numbers, they're gonna play two other games. Let's say that maybe they're gonna play the really cheap game, you know, maybe like less power, less range, but more affordable for everyone. Or maybe they're gonna play the power game. I think Ram, you know, Dodge and all that, they like to have like big power. So maybe they're gonna bring something with more power than anyone else. That's really Ram style. From my point of view, I don't think they're gonna play the cheap game, the most affordable one. I think they're gonna be the most powerful one. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this Ram Revolution? I know we don't have a lot of numbers, but it's still, you know, a little tease from the guys at Ram. I think it's going to be great to see those three pickup trucks to compete with each other. I think having a big competition in this industry, it's always great. You know, Cybertruck, I don't think we're going to see the Cybertruck anytime soon. I think just the shape of this Tesla truck won't pass all the regulation or the pedestrian test and all that, the crash test, just by the shape. And I talked with some expert about it, and just the shape it will be really difficult to put it on the road. And so far, Tesla announced no new models for 2022. So it's going to be the big game this year. I think it's going to play pretty much in between Ford and Chevrolet right now. I know GM is pumping those EV out as soon as they can. I think they want to be the first one on the road, even if they unveil their model a little bit later than the Ford products. Ram, again, is late on the game. I think they're going to play on the power and the feature. So let me know in the comments, which strategy direction do you think Ram's going to go for their AV pickup truck? Big power, cheap price, long range, a lot of capacity, a lot of towing. Let me know in the comments. Once again, thank you for tuning in today at the TORQ Army podcast. And we're going to see each other on the next podcast.